Yo, yo, what's the dealio, y'all? Hey, listen, you know I got a banger for you, all right? So in this video, this is a live. What we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be live streaming our study session for the Prosperity Collective in the Discord, right? So every Thursday we have a study session, and we go over or we break through whatever we need to break, go through. So we just gonna be live streaming it. We are gonna do the watch list, but this is gonna be a little bit of a different format. All right. So yeah, if y'all are tuning in, man, be sure to like this. I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna get a lot of value from it. Anyway. All right. So I'm gonna let a couple more people hop in before we start inside of the study session. All right. How y'all doing? Y'all good? Everybody good up in here? Drez hopping in, Magenta. Okay, okay. Who else we got? What up, Sunshine? Bob, what up? Chaos. LaRue. We going to definitely wait till the weather breaks on me because I know you coming. What? Good evening, Charlotte. What up, Miami Sean? I've been watching for a little minute. I like your show, man. Keep doing good work. Appreciate that, Sean. For sure. Levi, what's up?
Will they be able to hear us talking on YouTube?
I don't know, honestly. I would assume so, but I don't know. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
I got my YouTube muted, so I can't tell.
Yeah. I would think so, but I mean, I think so. I'm gonna ask him when y'all start talking. All right, y'all. So check this out. First things first. Does anybody have any trades that they took a L on that they want to go through? I want to start there. If you guys do, raise your hand and let me know. And if you're on YouTube, be sure to like this video. All right, y'all about to get a whole bunch of sauce. Okay, so this is the weekly study session inside of the Prosperity Collective that we have every week. All right. So yeah, does anybody have any trades that they took a L on that they want to go through? Let me know. If you guys just everybody just winning, then we ain't gonna do it. But okay, what we got, LaRue?
Okay, so I'm looking for it.
Okay.
Um, I'm sorry, I didn't know you was gonna ask this.
Oh
I
no,
want
it's
to
all
be
good.
accurate with it.
It's all good. So yeah, I need the time of entry, and then I need the time of exit, and then the stock, and then what we're gonna do is I need to know what time frame you took entry on, and then how much the loss was, and we gonna go through it, okay? And so what this is gonna do for everybody is so what I get a lot of like questions, and I hear some common things about time frame, and when do you take entry. So what this is going to do is this is going to allow you guys to really understand how to use multiple time frames at the same time, and how to how to, I guess, master the time frames with your entries. Okay, so I like making these things interactive. I don't want to just be talking at you guys, right? So yeah. So when LaRue lets us know about the trade, we gonna break it all down. Okay.
Okay, so I guess the first problem is I can't answer most of the requirements that you have as to why I can't why I didn't get this trade accurate.
What you mean?
So you asked me the time of entry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. What
I
brokerage
don't
do
know.
you have?
I was oversized. I probably was oversized. I don't have none of the information that you just asked. So maybe the trade went wrong because I didn't even have like a set criteria for what I was getting in it for.
Okay. All right. So that's a good place to start, right? So yeah. So when we're like, I always say this, right? Before every trade you get into, you have to know: is it a scout? Is it a day trade? Is it a swing trade? So you gotta know, because if you sit here saying, I'm gonna just get in this trade because I like where it's going, and then let's say you end up being down 20%, and then you like, oh, I'm gonna hold it, and then it never recovers, that should have never been held for that amount of time. You see what I'm saying? So first things first is we have to understand what trade we're getting in before we even push buy, right? So that's like a foundational thing that I always remind myself of, and I always try to keep in mind. Okay. So does that make sense, LaRue?
Yes, absolutely.
So yeah, and what brokerage are you have? Robinhood, right?
Yes, I'm trading on Robinhood.
Okay. All you had to do is just go to the history, and then you could go to the actual trade, the buy and the sell, and then you'll see all of the information.
Okay, we'll do.
So if you wanna find it, and then we could actually back test it on the chart, so we could really like dive in, and we could do that.
Okay, we'll do.
Ashley, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up?
What up? What up?
Okay. So one thing that I constantly find myself running into is I'll be in profit, pretty good profit in the trade, but I'm chasing the break-even price on Webull.
Okay.
So is that something that I should be focused on or not really?
Nah, because like if you, so let me ask you this: why would you why are you chasing the break even price?
Okay, that's a good question. And I asked myself that too, because I have my levels set, I have my take profit price set, and I would say 70% of the time, my take profit price is within the break even. So, I'm not going too crazy overboard, but I think it's just mentally, psychologically seeing that break even and trying to go after that and beyond.
Yeah, but you're already in like a good amount of profit, right?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, so like here's the thing, right? A lot of times we focus on things that we don't need to be focused on. When I look at the break even price, to me, all that's telling me is by the expiration, this is where I need the stock to be at to just break even. That's all it's telling me. That's the only thing I focus on a break even price about. Outside of that, I don't look at the break even price. I'm looking at the charts. I'm looking at, okay, the price target. Hey, could y'all turn y'all mics? Could y'all mute y'all mics, please? If I see that we're entering in the trade, I'm getting in the trade, and then we hit our price target. You can hit your price target and be far away from the break even price and still be up 50-70%. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but even if I'm up 50%, but the break even price I haven't reached it yet, does that mean that that brokerage is gonna eat away at my profits and I didn't really make money even though I was in profit?
No, so let's say you're up. Let's say you up 75%.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say you put $1,000 in, you up 75%. Mm-hmm. All right. So you up $750, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you're at your price target. Your price target on the charts, but not the break even price.
Right.
I'm gonna have a kid. I'm about 30.
And hey, mute y'all mics, y'all. Mute you guys' mics, please. All right. I can't mute everybody's mic. So, yeah. So if you're up $750, 75%, I just don't pay attention to the break even price, because if I see that and I hit my target, I'm gonna just cash out on that 75%.
Okay.
So yeah, I wouldn't look at the break even price. I would just pay attention to the charts and say, okay, is this the area where I want to take profits? And I'll just take profits and then just keep it pushing.
All right, I'm gonna focus on that.
Yeah, like I'll always remember. I like to keep things simple, and maybe sometimes I may keep it too simple for me, or for others, but I like to keep things simple. So it's like, you know, because at the end of the day, if you making, let's say you making $800 a day, right? Let's just say you making $800 a day. 8 times 5 is 40, right?
Yeah.
That's 4 racks a week. That's 12,000 a month. You do that for 3 months, you up 36 racks. And then you get there, and then you'll be able to start continuously tweaking and figuring out, okay, how can I maximize what I'm doing right now? But like, I think that is very important to just get to a place where like we're not overcomplicating certain things and we're just focused on the consistent execution of something first.
True.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I agree.
So yeah, just focus. Like if you up and you know it's at a level where it's at support or whatever, just take your profits and then just keep compounding, and then you know an extra 6 months go by. Now you up 50, 75K, and now you can start looking at things from a different vantage point.
Yeah, the logic that I told myself is oftentimes I go far beyond the break even. So even the times that I don't make it to the break even, I'm still in profit. So all in all, I'm in the green. So
exactly. And if you're doing out of the money contracts, you're probably not usually ever going to hit your break even.
I usually don't do out of the money though.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. She said I'm a baller. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's go to the. I remember. I think I saw Alchemist. He said something about Rocket Lab. All right, so Alchemist, come up in here.
Yo,
what's up? So you took an L on Rocket Lab?
Yeah, so this was yesterday.
Okay.
I basically just didn't let the trade pan out.
Okay.
Honestly, I didn't. My issue was that I didn't pay attention to the market structure.
Okay.
I got out because I was impatient and I was looking at how much percentage I was down instead of doing my due diligence and looking at the market structure to determine if I needed to get out or not.
Okay. So we're going to share the screen.
The trade ended up going in my direction. I just wasn't paying. I just wasn't patient.
Okay. So let's see like where else we could help with that. Let's break this down. So y'all see my screen, right?
Yep.
All right. So we got Rocket Lab right here, and then all right. So we got Rocket Lab right here. All right. And tell me what time you took entry.
My entry was 10:28 EST.
And this was yesterday, right?
Correct.
All right. So 10:28. So this was right before 7:30, and you got into calls?
Puts.
You got into puts. Okay. So this is the first 30-minute candle. So right before. Okay. All right. So everybody watch this. So he took entry right here. All right. He took entry right here, right before this 30-minute candle closed. All right. And then when did you get out? What time?
I got out at 10:51.
Okay, at 10:51, and then boom, right here. So, no. You got out. That doesn't make sense. If this is on the 30-minute time frame, oh no, at 7, not 6.
No, I did it. This was yesterday.
Right. So
that's today.
Oh, okay. I'm tripping. My bad. Yeah, because I was about to say that don't make sense. Okay, so at 10:28, so 6:30, 7. Oh yeah, okay. So you got in right here, and then you said 51.
Yep.
So the next candle. So before this candle closed, so basically it just pulled back.
Yep. And waked up, and I got out.
All right. So okay. So let's talk about this, right? So you was in a trade for 20 minutes. Now, one thing that I would say about this, like this was a great setup, but you're right. The market structure was already showing you that you were good for puts. Now let's go to the daily real quick so we can reverse engineer this. If we go to the daily time frame real quick, so this is yesterday, right? This is yesterday's daily candle, y'all. Okay. So if this is yesterday's daily candle, the day before is what you're basing your analysis off of. So the low of the previous day is where you want to wait for the break at, right? So, and then we had a fair value gap up here. So we had an area of liquidity right here, right? So the area of liquidity is at 91.88, which is in the middle. Okay. So watch this. So now we go back to the 30-minute time frame. We go back to the 30-minute time frame. And now what do we see? So this is about reading price action. So first 30 minutes, we popped up, we came down, right? And then we had a one candle, right? And then he entered right before this 30-minute candle closed. So if we're sitting here saying, how can we get better and how can we maximize this opportunity? A couple things. Number one, if you see this candle is on a one candle and it's 2 minutes away from closing on the 30-minute time frame, you do not want to take entry yet. You want to wait until the 30-minute candle closes on the one bar. That would have created 2 one candles. And then you wait till this pops up. And then you wait till it breaks there. And that's when you take your entry. Because when this wicked up, right? When this wicked up and you got in before the candle, the 30-minute closed, you just didn't allow. You got in a slightly too early and you didn't allow it for the one candle to show itself in the break of the one candle. And then boom, it drops, right? So that 30-minute closure is critical when we're saying, if we're going to trade off the 30-minute time frame. And then also, like you said, the market structure, but also if you look at the previous day's low, we were already right there at the previous day's low. And we had not got a closure above the pre-market high. So we're above the previous day's low. We haven't gotten above the pre-market highs. And we already had rejections in pre-market, a liquidity grab here, and then we had a rejection right here. And then we got these 2 wicks that are rejecting as well. So market structure is telling you, and we're under this fair value gap right here. So market structure is telling you that you're good for puts, but just be a little bit more patient. Let the consolidation play out. And then you want to take that entry off the break of that one candle, right? It's going to pop up. It created a lower high, right? So now we got this little slight downtrend right here, right? If you look at it like that, right? We got lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. And then boom, it sinks, right? So that's what I would say on that trade right there. And also, when this did pop up, if you're in the trade and you have your Lux algo and you see this fair value gap right here, you can sit here and say, I'm going to stay in the trade because it's not breaking above the high of this candle, right? Even if it comes up, and this is why I always say don't over leverage, because if a stock comes up above the high of the previous candle, it could still come down and not close above it. So it could still reject. And then that next candle could be the drop candle, right? So always pay attention to where is the current stock trading in relevance to the previous high or the low of the candle, depending on what direction that you're trading in, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So yeah, like that. I mean, this was a fire setup. This right here, and then what was your strike price on that trade?
I think it was 83.
Okay, so watch this. So you got 88, 83, exactly, right? Boom, 83 puts, and it was at $88. Bro, this right here is a 50 to an 80% trade in 60 to 90 minutes, right? Because you know that it broke below here already. And then we go to the daily time frame, and then we say, okay, where can the stock go? We got a liquidity area all the way down here. And it took 2 days, but it came right down to this liquidity area. So right there, $81, right? You could have that $83. That was a perfect out of the money contract, and then boom, right there, and you just write it down.
Yeah, it
All right.
came right down to my TP as soon as I got out.
Yeah.
Well, it actually hit my TP today, but it like almost hit it yesterday.
Yeah. So yeah, bro. So just run it like that. 2 minutes of extra, or 2 to 5 extra minutes of patience, that would have banked.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. What other do y'all have any other trades? So Joy, she said 121. All right, so come on, Joy. Come on. That, let me see. What's a good rule you use to get out of a trade, both being up or down? So, being up or down, that's a loaded question, but I would say, you just gotta know your price target, number one, and then I'm paying attention to volume as well. So I can have a price target, but if stocks are moving with super low volume, I may be up 5%. I'd be like, I don't like how volume is moving. I'm gonna get out, right? So there are a lot of factors to that. When it comes to being down, I made a video about the market structure is your stop loss. And so you want to pay attention to actual market structure, because everybody inside of the Discord, we've traded, and you guys have seen, I've been down before 50-60%, but it held market structure, and then we ended up hitting 20-30% on that trade. So it's not about how much. Don't pay attention to your P&L, y'all. Like, I can't stress that enough. And if you are paying attention to your P&L and you get out of a trade because of your P&L, that means that you over leveraged, right? You have to be able to say, like, the charts is what I'm paying attention to, not the actual numbers, right? So yeah. So Joy, come on up. Unmute your mic.
Okay.
What's
I'm
up?
here.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
I was hit pretty hard yesterday because, remember when the stock market was like playing around, and I got into this TSLL.
Uh-huh.
And I got in, actually, that's wrong, but what I wrote there, it's actually 1042 that I got in.
Uh-huh.
And I jumped out at 11. And that was on 1750 calls.
Okay.
And once, I lost, I saw myself losing. I didn't look at the structure because later on it did hit that number.
Uh-huh.
Then I jumped into the puts.
Right.
And I lost on the puts because it went back up. So
right.
it was a whole mess.
Okay. So let's go over this real quick. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go over this real quick. So give me, so we said Lyft. Give me the date real quick, and give me
no, it was TSLL.
Oh, TSLL. Okay.
Right.
All right.
And yesterday 121, it was at 1042 when I entered the calls.
Eastern time?
Yes.
All right. So yesterday, you said at 1022?
1042.
1042.
Right.
Eastern. So that is, okay, so we got this one. So we got 637. 42. All right. So right here. And then you got into a call?
I got into a call.
Okay. All right. Now, let me ask y'all a question. Who has heard me say, take entry before it's obvious?
You say that all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, the reason why I say that is because this is a perfect example, right? So let's go here. All right. So this is a perfect example of what I mean when I say enter before it is it's obvious. All right. So you got into a call here at 7:42, right? 10:42.
Right.
Okay. Now, what time did you exit?
I exited at 11. Let me see. Hold on a second. 11:31.
Okay, so 11:31. So
Right.
boom. So right after this candle. So after, okay. Okay, so perfect. All right. So you got, all right. So you exited right after this candle closed. So they literally got you. They got you good.
Yeah.
All right. Now, so remember the video I did when I said the money is in the pullback?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's a key that you guys have to remember for as long as you trade. Enter before it is obvious. And if all you see is green, wait until you see red.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Right.
Because here's what happens, y'all. When you understand that the market is a manipulation, you have to play the games of the rule, play by the rules of the game. So every single day, and I want you guys to remember this, every single day, when the market opens up, a stock is going to go and test the high of the previous day or the low of the previous day. Every single day. Right? I've watched this on multitude of stocks. Every single day, a stock is going to test the high or the low of the previous day. All right? So watch this. Watch this. This is the previous day's high on TSLL.
No.
And then this is the low of the previous day. Okay? So if TSLL would have came down, it would have came down here and it would have bounced. But what did it do? It came up here. So you have to always be looking at the previous day's high or low. Because look at how close it was to the previous day's high. So it came up to test. Right?
Right.
So you got in at the height right near the high of the previous day. Right? That's not where you take entry. So if you see a stock blasting off in like the first, 30 minutes or whatever, after the first 30 minutes, the real place to enter would have been off of the failed two down. Break
Right.
above the failed two down. Look at where the previous day's high is at. Take entry and you ride it up right there. Okay?
Right.
Okay? But now, up here, right? So it
Right.
comes down, but where does it come down to? Let's zoom in a little bit. Where does it come down to, y'all? I want y'all to pay attention. This is powerful information. Where does it come down to? Y'all see this right here? It came down to the lower day. And then what does it do? It blasts off, and then it breaks above right here, and then it goes higher. Okay? So this was the pullback, and it tested the low of day. So because Tesla or TSLL, because it tested the high of the previous day and it rejected, where's the next logical place for it to test? If there's no fair value gaps, it had a fair value gap here, it broke through there, and then it came and tested the low of the day. Bounced off the low of the day, another failed two down, and then boom. Okay? So this is what market structure means, and this is the importance of market structure. So every single day, you have to understand where is the stock going to test in that first 30 minutes. It's either going to test the high of the previous day or the low of the previous day. And if it breaks through the high of the previous day, then it's going to go up and then it's going to come back and retest the high of the previous day. Okay? So the same way it came up and came down and came back up, all this is a break and a retest. That's all this is.
Right.
Okay? So does that make sense?
It makes sense.
So be sure to always look at the previous day's high and low. And when the market opens, when it starts to go in a direction, you have to know that it's about to go in the direction of the low or the high. Okay?
Right, right.
Does that make sense, y'all?
That makes sense.
Y'all got any questions in here? You said look to the left, right? Yeah, exactly, Reggie. What's a good way to determine how to stay in a swing trade? So it's not about how long, it's about the price target and market structure, y'all. Right? We have to stop thinking about how long something should take, and we got to focus on the actual process. Right? And the process is it holding market structure or not? Right? That's really what it boils down to. And obviously, you know, if you're bleeding and your theta is killing you, then sometimes it's better to cut. But you got to understand, okay, how much time do I have on this contract? If you got a month left on your contract and you down 20% and it's holding structure, don't get out. Right? So whenever you guys ask me questions, I really need a little bit more information. Okay? So I can actually help you guys out and not just give you guys just some random stuff. Okay? So yeah. So is this making sense, y'all? Is this actually helping you? Does this help y'all? So yeah. All right, cool. All right. All right. So next, right? All right. So next, so what stocks are you guys looking at tomorrow? What I want to do is I want to map out some oh, Conroy, what's up? What's up, Conroy?
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
All right, cool. Okay, I got a question for you. So you use Webull, right? Because I use Webull also. But I wanted to know if there's a way that you could determine your contract. You know, because I usually go on the chart for the contracts.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I'm usually watching that while I'm watching the charts, you know, of the actual stock itself.
Mm-hmm.
But I usually have my targets marked out on the stock itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like say, for example, my target is at 100. How will I know how to set it on the chart, on the options chart? How will I know where to set my target on the options chart to know where to get out?
You're talking about your take profit for your contract value?
Yes.
All right. So we had a study session a while ago, but I'm gonna show you guys. All right. I'm gonna show you guys. Let's go to. All right. So let's say I want to trade. Let's say I want to trade Amazon, right? Right?
Yeah.
So let's say you want to trade Amazon, and let's say you I want to get into a call right now. I think that Amazon is going to come up to 240, and right now it's at 234, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What you can do is, so let's say you want to get the 235 strike price. So you go here, right? You go to Amazon and you come to options. And let's say you want to get next week's expiration. You go there, and then you go to the 235 calls, and then you can see the charts for the actual premiums and the contracts instead of the stock.
Okay.
So then you say, okay, So this contract right now is trading at 380. Right? So if you buying at 380, you can look and you can see, okay, we got a gap right here. So once we get to 620, I can set my price target. I can set my take profit on the actual brokerage, right? I can set a limit order at 620 and then it'll automatically execute.
Okay. Quick question: is there a way that you could sell, like, say, you could leave runners, you could sell portion of your contract and leave the rest?
Yeah. All you have to do is if you got 5 contracts and you want to, let's say you buy a contract at $100, then you buy 5 contracts at $100, and then you can set a limit order at let's say $150, and you could say sell 3 at 1.5, and then once it hits 1.5, 3 will get sold, and then the remainder, the other 2 will run until you either cash out or you set a new limit order for a higher price.
And that's with Webull?
Yep.
With Webull, right?
Yep.
Because I've tried that, but it just don't seem to give me the option to reduce my contracts. It's just let me sell all the contracts at once.
No, you just got to put in how many contracts you want to sell.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
All right, cool. Appreciate it.
Yep. Terrence, what's up? And then after this, y'all, we're gonna go over stocks that you guys are looking for tomorrow, and we're gonna find some setups. All right, we're gonna find some setups for tomorrow.
Isiah, can you hear me?
What's up? Yeah.
I was wondering if you could help me with my Lyft put call that I put in on January the 20th at 6:45 entry in the morning, and it's for expiration date of tomorrow, January 23rd.
Okay, so let's go. All right. All right, so we got Lyft.
And I was on the 5-minute chart.
No.
Okay.
No. First off, no, bro. Cause like, look, right? You got in today?
No, on the 20th.
So you should never hold something for multiple days that you got in based on the 5-minute chart.
Okay.
Right? Cause like you're not, you got to have a bigger outlook to be able to understand like what's my outlook on this thing. So no. So you got in on Monday on the 20th, right?
Yep, at 6:45.
All right. So the 20th.
I'm sorry, it was Tuesday. Monday was, I think, Martin Luther King Day.
Okay. So you got, and it was a call?
It was a put.
So you got into a put right here. Okay. So at 6:45, what? 6:45 a.m. West Coast.
Correct. Yes.
All right. So let's break this down. You got into a put. All right. On Tuesday. All right, so let's break this down, y'all. So after the first 15-minute candle, you got into a put. You see what I'm saying? So the stock was coming up. Now, what made you get into a put? Let me ask you that first.
It didn't beat yesterday's high.
Yesterday's high is all the way up here. Did you mean yesterday's low?
Yes.
Okay. Now, that kind of doesn't matter yet because it's only the first 15 minutes of the day.
Okay.
Right? Now, if you got into a put right here, why didn't you take profit down here?
It wasn't showing any profit at the time.
That's almost impossible. What was your strike price?
$18.
Shit, I don't know why it wasn't showing profit. Something must have happened because if you got in at 6:45, that means you got in at 18.26. You got out at 17.83. that the equity would have dropped like 3%. That's over 50% profit. So I don't know why you weren't showing any profit. That don't even make sense.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know. So now you're still in the trade.
Right.
So then it popped up, and then it came up and it rejected, and now it came down, and we are on a bearish 3-bar. Okay, so tomorrow it could pop up here, reject, and then it could come down here, because this would be a 3-2, right? This will be a 3-2, but we don't know if it's gonna happen yet. So where is the and it's tomorrow is the expiration, so it's kind of like,
So I can't go to like it's gonna the theta start eating it, right?
Yeah.
Once it hits that. Yeah.
Yeah, if I have a contract that I got in at the beginning of the week, I'm probably not gonna hold it until Friday. I probably like Thursday will probably be my last day, especially if it's an out of the money contract, because it will get eaten up. So I honestly would need to like look inside of your account to see why you weren't in the profit this day on Tuesday, because you should have been in a profit really nice on Tuesday. So okay. Yeah, I don't know if you got in at a different price, and I don't know what it was, but there's no reason why the stock dropped by 80 cents and you weren't up, at the end of the day.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So yeah. All right. So does that make sense, y'all? So what we're gonna do is let's go over some setups for you guys tomorrow. What do you guys wanna focus on for tomorrow when we're talking about setups? Throw some of your stocks. And if you guys are on YouTube, be sure to like this video, y'all. All right. This is just a study session. So I'm not fully paying attention to YouTube like that. So yeah. All right. All right, so what we got? All right, so we got Meta, Apple. I like that Apple setup, Alchemist. That's a good one right there. I was looking at that earlier. I already know what you see. Shop, okay. All right, so let's go through some of these right here. All right, let's go through some of these right here. So we're going to say Meta. Meta's the first one. All right. Let's go to Meta. Let me share my screen. All right. All right, so we got Meta. All right, so this is what I'm going to say about Meta. So we gapped up and we came up here. Now, you see this right here, right? We know that this is some selling pressure. Right? We got selling pressure here. We got an order block. You said what? We got an order block right here, right? So Meta came into this order block, and then what did it do? It rejected, right? So we gotta be aware of what we're seeing when we're saying, okay, when we get to these order blocks, what happens? Okay, so let's go to the 30-minute time frame. Now, what happened? Let's come up. It just rejected right here, right? But this kind of, so Meta's chart sometimes doesn't make sense because the high, look what it did. It came up to 648, right? Let's 648 is where it came up to. And let's go to the daily. So they're saying that Meta came up to 660, right? They're saying Meta came up to 660, right? Today. And let me know if I'm tripping. This is today's candle, right? Thursday, January 22nd. Right? They are saying that Meta came up to 660 and it rejected. Where do you guys see Meta at 660? Where do you guys see Meta at 660? It did not come up to 660. Right? So when I see stuff like this, I don't even mess with it because the data is not even real. I don't know what to really pay attention to. So that's another thing. When you guys see daily, yeah, mine shows a wick on the daily, but I don't see it coming up to 660 on the 30-minute time frame. So that's another thing. When you guys are looking at the daily time frame, go inside of that day to make sure that it matches up. You see what I'm saying? Make sure it matches up. Because what they're saying is Meta came up to 660, which is right here. And it wicked. But on the 30-minute time frame, there's no price action up here. Right? So it's like you got to really, really, really like be careful with these stocks. Like you gotta have your own personal checks and balances. Right? Exactly. Hello, right? They said Meta, look what they did on Meta over here. Right here. This day, right? This wick. They said it came all the way up to 710. If you go to Friday, December 12th, it did not come up to 710. Right? This is a form of manipulation. And so, me personally, I wouldn't trade with this. If you want to trade Meta tomorrow, maybe you could just focus on the 30-minute time frame and base your levels off of that. But I personally wouldn't trade this because I don't know if they're going to base this off of the wick or if they're going to base it off of this level right here, and that does matter. Because we're talking about what, $13 worth of price action, right? That's a lot, right? That's a lot. So, does that make sense, Joy? I wouldn't really, I personally would not trade that because if I can't trust the data that I'm being shown, I can't make a solid decision. You get what I'm saying? So, what we got next?
Isaiah,
What's up?
that metal chart at it says 1500. Is that 3 o'clock? 1500 is 3 o'clock.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
My chart shows that it did go up to 660.
At 3 o'clock?
Yep. On the 1 hour, the 30-minute.
Today?
I think I'm looking at today. Wait a minute.
Look at my 1 hour.
Yeah, Thursday, January 22nd.
Y'all see my 1 hour?
Maybe 3:45. 3:45.
Look at my 1 hour. Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
so my chart is different from yours. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. When there's discrepancies like this, and this isn't an everyday thing, but this has happened with Meta a few times that I've seen. So I kind of stay away from days when I see stuff like this because I can't really trust it.
Gotcha.
Right. So yeah. So we got Apple next. Yeah, dark pool for real. Don't read aloud. Looking at YouTube and Zoom at the same time is crazy. Oh yeah. Okay. So all right. So let's go to Apple. All right. We're gonna go to Apple. All right. So on a daily time frame, I think that this is a great setup. We gonna see what happens though. Okay. So we got 2 1 candles right here. Okay, on Apple. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go. We got the high, this 1 candle right here. And then we got this 1 candle right here. All right. Now, the only thing I don't like about this setup is the like the staggeredness, okay? So this is spacing. And what do I mean when I say spacing, right? So if we break above the 1 candle here, then we got this level right here we got to get above. And then we got these 2 areas of liquidity right here. Okay? So we could come up here and reject. And then now we come right back down. Right? Now, we could break below this 1 candle. This is the only setup I see within this setup. If we get below 248.09, you can take entry and you can write it down to 245. Right? That's the only way I see that I would take this trade right here.
Weather alert, huh? Weather alert.
Huh? That's the only way I would see this. Now, another angle, another possibility is Apple comes up to 250.94 or even potentially 251.58, and then it rejects, and then it comes down to test the low of this day right here. Okay? So what I'm going to say is, I'm going to say puts below 248.14. Okay? Puts below 248.14. And then I'm going to say a rejection between 251 to 251.53. Okay? Now, yes, we could go up, but me personally, I honor, when I see daily fair value gaps, I honor these. Because look at this right here. Look at this fair value gap. These are all sellers. Last week, Apple could not get above this 1 fair value gap. And then look what happened. It came down, right? So now we have, look at this fair value gap. It came up, it rejected, came up, created a lower high. So if we get below that 248, then we could come down and then we could ride it down to that 245. All right? Does that make sense on Apple? If that makes sense, let me know. All right. All right. The next thing. What else did you guys say? McDonald's, APLD. Okay, so APLD and McDonald's next. APLD. All right, so I like this setup. Y'all know I like one candles all day. So I want to say this is very simple. I was gonna swing this, but I know that it could go up or down. So I just wanted to kind of, this week has been crazy. This week has been very, volatile with Trump doing what he do. So I didn't want to swing it, but we got a bearish 3-bar and then we got a 1 candle, okay? So we know that applied consolidated today. All they did was trade inside the range of the previous day, right? So what we gonna do is, we gonna sit here and say, if we break below 33.85, puts below 33.85, and then your price target is going to be 32.32. All right. And then we're going to say calls above 36.15. All right. And then your price target is going to be 37.96. All right. This is a simple. This could go any way. I know it looks bearish, but you got to honor the buyers right here. You got to honor the buyers, right? But you also got to honor the sellers, right? So it's really like a stalemate right now. When you look at that 3-bar, we got a smaller body and we got bigger wicks to the upside and the downside. The bottom wick is a little bit larger than the top wick, which means that buyers kind of push it up a little bit more. But the next day, we're just going back and forth. We ping-ponged all day. So we're going to say calls above 36.15, right? And then we're going to go up to 37.96. And then we're going to say puts below 33.83, 33.85. And then we're going to come down here to 32.32. All right. Either way, this is going to be a banger depending on which direction it does go. All right. That makes sense? I think that's going to be a really nice one right there. All right. I think that could be a really, really smooth one, a really, really nice one. All right. Yeah, Trump got the market tripping, for real. All right. So what's next? Is this making sense, y'all? Like, are y'all good? McDonald's. And then I'm gonna go over IWM in a minute, y'all. All right, so we got this equilibrium zone right here. Failed to up. So failed to up being an actionable signal, right? It's gonna make a move. So 304.89. We're gonna say puts below 304.89. All right, puts below 304.89. And it could come down to 303, right? 303.08. That's not a big move, right? So, but it's $1. You could get $1 out of it. So with 0 days, you can make some money. And then we got calls above 307.68. All right. Calls above 307.68. All right. Now, when you go to like let me go to the 4 hour real quick. When you go to the 4 hour, it looks like we're more likely to come down and come down to this area of liquidity and get some liquidity, right? Because we got these fair value gaps right here. We got a bearish one candle that rejected. Then we got another bearish candle right here, which is a one candle. So we could most likely be coming down unless something happens in pre-market tomorrow. All right. So who inside here is trading the SPY? Let me know, y'all. If y'all are trading the SPY, let me know. Cause do y'all want me to go over the SPY? If y'all want me to go over the SPY, I will. But if not, it's all good.
Yeah, I think Mark went the only one to trade the SPY in the group.
I know, right?
Don't forget to say your disclaimer as well, though.
Oh yeah. Hey y'all, nothing in this video. Hold on. Nothing in this video is financial advice. All right. If you guys want financial advice, then be sure to go talk to a licensed financial advisor. All right. Good looking out. All right. What indicator displays the fair value gaps? Man, listen, I done made a video about this, y'all. I talk about it all the time, Lux Algo. All right. So, hey, Maxine, where you at? You know what I'm saying? You over there on YouTube, where you at? I don't see you inside the study session. All right. So we're gonna go over SPY. All right. Clay said I got burnt for the last time today on SPY. Hey, y'all know I'm gonna go over IWM, but I just want to see SPY. So I'll do SPY and IWM real quick. All right. I'm telling you guys on YouTube, if you guys are watching, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. All right. Nah, it's not only liquidity. All right, so let's do SPY and IWM. And then I'm gonna let you guys know what setups that I see real quick for tomorrow before we get up out of here. All right, I don't want to keep y'all too long, so I'm trying to respect everybody's time. All right. If you are on YouTube, be sure to join the Discord. All right, to get all those, nuanced questions answered. All right. So, all right. So SPY. All right, SPY on a daily. All right, so SPY is on a failed 2 up right here. All right, so SPY is on a failed 2 up on a daily, right? Let's look at this. We got this area of liquidity right here. Okay, so, first things first, on SPY, you're going to be paying attention to 691.15. Okay, calls above 691.15. And then it could come up in this order block right here to the high right here, 693, 694. But we got this, it just came up to fill a gap right here, right? So this could be an area of liquidity and it could be coming down or it could be coming lower because it came down today and it bounced as well. So let's go to the 30-minute real quick and let's see something. So when we're looking at SPY inside of the daily candle, we came down, we came up, and then we came down, okay? So when I'm seeing that, what am I seeing? I'm seeing a range, okay? I'm seeing a range, right? So this is the range that I'm seeing, right? And then I go to the previous day. So it broke above up here, came up, retested, and then went up and down, all right? So if we break above this range, which is going to be, filling the gap right here, then we could definitely go higher up to, like I said, 693, 694. All right. So it's a failed 2 up, but it's inside of a range. Okay. So me personally, I don't know where it's going to go tomorrow. Okay. Because when you're looking at the daily off this failed 2 up, we have buyers here and it already did bounce off of the liquidity area. Right. But it ended the day on a failed 2 up. All right. So we're going to say to the downside, 686.89. All right, 686.89. All right, puts below. Puts below 686.89, but I do want you guys to be a little bit careful to the downside on SPY. Reason being is because we have this area of liquidity all the way down to 684. So anywhere from 686 to 684, SPY could bounce to the upside if it does come down here. Okay? So if you do get into puts to the downside, just remember that on a daily time frame, we do have this area where buyers are sitting in, and we could come, right? And we could bounce. Now, let's say SPY opens up at 690. Because this is the high of day at 691, and if you see it start going up, then you got to understand that SPY is going to come up and test the top first. It could break through immediately, or it'll reject and it'll come down, and it'll either pull back and then bounce up and go higher, or it'll reject and it'll come all the way down and test the low of day. Right? So always remember, every day a stock is going to test the high or the low of the previous day. Right? So, excuse me, we closed at that 688. Right? If we open up a little bit right here, we could come up and test, reject, and then come lower. Or if we gap down a little bit, we could come down and test here and go lower, or we could bounce and then come back to the upside. All right? So let me know if that makes sense on SPY. Let me know if that makes sense on SPY, y'all. All right? Let me know. I want to make sure that all of this stuff is just like super crystal clear for y'all. All right? And then I'm going to do IWM. IWM, we about to do it. What's up, Conroy?
Okay. So with the liquidity grabs, right?
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it do the liquidity grab and it goes in the same direction, and sometimes it goes in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I thought when it did the liquidity grab, like, you know, it went down, grabbed liquidity, and then it would just bounce back up. But then sometimes it goes in the opposite direction. Like, how can you tell like when it's gonna go that way?
I mean, so yeah, like, so let me give y'all an example, right? Look at this. So, all right. So right here, right? If we go to IWM on a 15-minute. All right. All right. So when you're looking at liquidity sweeps, liquidity grabs, you want to look at patterns and key levels. All right. So as we could see, right? As we could see right here, right? As we can see right here, we have a double top, right? I talked about this inside the Discord today. So a double top came up here, came down, came up, second time it got liquidity, right? It shows you right here. This makes sense because what? It already came up here. We're at resistance on the day. Right? We're at resistance on the day. We reject, liquidity grab, and then it comes down. Okay? Now, look at this. There's a liquidity grab right here, right?
Yes.
Comes up a little bit, but then it ends up coming down. Why? because this liquidity grab, it's not at like a critical level, right? When you see liquidity grabs, you want to look at what level is this stock at, and also is there a supporting pattern that supports the liquidity grab in the direction, right? So double top, we got a double top on a 15 and a 30 minute. This little small liquidity grab, it ain't gonna hold no real weight to change the whole trend of this, right? It may pop up for the next candle, but it ain't gonna make it go crazy all the way back to the upside, because we got a whole double top here and we had a liquidity grab up here. You got to understand that the big money is buying up here. They ain't gonna buy a whole, they ain't gonna put $2 million in something right here and get a $1 move, right? They gonna get, $2, $3 on a move, right? So you got to understand the mindset of these institutional investors and buyers. All right.
Okay.
So what makes it a liquidity grab? Lux Algo shows you that little outline, that red or blue outline, that's the liquidity grab. All right. The next one, so let's go over IWM, y'all. All right. Oh, what's up, Andrea? Can't hear you.
Hey,
What's up? How you doing?
good. How are you?
All is well.
Good. So I just wanted to know, when you are marking out like the previous day high and the previous day low, you typically will tell us take calls above or below those levels.
Yeah.
But if the stock is moving towards the previous day high, and let's say it does reject, would you say it's kind of a safe play to take it down to the level of like basically rejecting off of the high?
Absolutely. So anywhere that I say calls above, I'm also saying puts if it rejects.
Okay.
Right? Because it's like, and that's when like your intuition and being able to read price action. If you see a stock go up a little bit past the level, and then you see a fail to up at that level, and then the next candle breaks below the low of that failed to up, you could take puts at that level, right?
Okay.
So it's not only calls. If I say calls, it's just because I'm outlining it for everybody.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, rejections as well at those levels.
Gotcha.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. All right. So let's go over IWM, y'all. Now, who hit IWM today off of the call outs? Who hit IWM today? There we go. All right. So we about to do it all over again tomorrow. Okay? So let's break this down. Let's break this down. So, all right. I'm going to share my screen again. All right. All right. All right, y'all see my screen? All right. Callie Nola. Yeah, you gotta, when you join a Discord, all communication is inside the Discord. So I put it in there under study sessions. The link is there. So yeah. All right. So for IWM for tomorrow. All right. So first things first, what are we looking at like on a daily? All right. So what we got right here, y'all. What is this telling us? Right? What is this telling us? We know what this is telling us, okay? We gapped up. All right. So we got a little gap to fill. Right? We gapped up. We got all of these areas to pull back to. Okay? These levels are still in play. that I outlined yesterday because we never touched them, right? So we gapped up, right? So hold on with this, huh? I don't know what y'all talking about on YouTube. All right, so we gapped up right here. All right, so first things first, we got 269.41. All right, so we got puts below 269.41. All right. So we got a gap fill to the downside. If we get below 269.41, we could come down to fill this gap. And then also we could come down here and we could come down to these levels that I have outlined. All right. These levels are still in play because they never got tested yet. All right. So if we come down to fill this gap here, then we could come and hit 266.86, 265.64, 264.28, and 262.95. All right. Now, if you look at today, seller stepped in heavy. All right. We were at all-time highs, and we were going up super slow. All right, super slow. This looks like a 312 and we just blasted off. No, that's not what happened today, right? The market was going very slow and it was very choppy. Look at all these wicks. A big wick up here, a big wick down here, a big wick down here. All right. So there was a lot of wicks. It was not just an easy day. So we came up and then look, a 1 bar came down and then we came back up, created a double top, and then we finally made a descent, but it took forever. Anybody who was in puts knows how long this was taking today, right? Stock was moving very slow, right? So with that being said, we really could be coming down. Now I see it, we came up a little bit, but we're gonna have to get above 270.44 tomorrow, 270.60, 271.02. All right, and then 271.60. So we could potentially come up and retest 271.60. Do I think that's going to happen? Not necessarily, because when you're looking at the daily, we have a ridiculous amount of selling pressure. So we may try to come up halfway, but I think that either tomorrow or on Monday, IWM is going to come down. All right. Because when you also look at the daily, look at what it did. Double bottom, we called this a long time ago, right? Came up, pulled back, came right back up, right? So it's definitely due for a pullback, and we do have a gap to fill right here. So even if we come down to 268.47, if we come down to 268.47, I think that it's going to open the door for like 266 and 265. All right, so me personally, I'm going to be looking at them to the downside. As long as IWM does not get above 271.60, I'm going to be bearish on it. So we could come all the way up to 271.60. It can even come up to 271.85, right? Because we're on a fail to up, I'm going to be looking for that rejection, and I'm going to be looking for us to come down. All right. Now, we also obviously have to see what's going to happen in pre-market, but that's what I'm looking at in regards to IWM. And also because it was a weird week and volume has been really low, I think that tomorrow might be a big move, and I think that the market really could sell off. Okay? The volume today, this week, IWM, honestly, it hasn't been my favorite to trade, right? It hasn't been my favorite to trade, if I'm being honest, right? But usually it's really good. But this week it's been trash. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. All right. So does that make sense, y'all? For IWM? But the crazy part about it is every day inside of the Discord, we literally are hitting that like clockwork, right? So it's volume has been like garbage, but we've been being patient and we've been smacking it, right? And we got receipts to prove it. So that's not even an issue. All right. That's baby girl. I know, right? Hey, Ash, hey, they hating on IWM on YouTube right now. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. That's funny. When looking at volume, are you looking at the actual speed? Yeah, I'm looking at the speed and okay. So look, for volume, right? For volume, this is what I'm paying attention to. Right? When I'm looking at the volume right here, okay? I pay attention to this. Then I'm paying attention to these volumes right here, right? So like on the 30-minute, I'm looking at these, the volume, right here. So if we're going up, but the volumes are kind of low, the volume bars are kind of low, then I'm like, and then if it says average volume is 36 million, and then the market opens and we got 700,000 in volume, then I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna chill because the market really ain't moving, and that's why it's been going so slow, right? So I'm looking at these bars for volume. I'm also paying attention to the volume right here, what the volume is for the day compared to the average volume of the last 30 days. And then I'm also looking at the speed of how the stock is actually moving as well. All right. So yeah. So IWM
Wait,
fix.
Can you show that one more time?
Yeah.
So,
I got you. So one more time. Boom. Boom. All right. So when I'm looking at volume, right, I'm paying attention to the bars right here. So that this indicator comes with TradingView, right? It's the volume indicator, right? Volume. So these bars. So if a stock is going up and this green bar is kind of like small, then that lets you know that volume is not a lot in that 30-minute session. So it could come down, right? Then I'm paying attention to the right here. I'm looking at the average volume of the last 30 days versus the volume of that day, right? When the market opens, pay attention to this volume right here. If you see a lot of volume coming in, higher than the average, then you know that it's going in the direction that it's going in, right? And then I'm paying attention to the speed of the actual candles. So if we're in the first 30 minutes of the market and the candlesticks are going super slow, I'm not going to be trading. That's why I haven't been trading this week like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I haven't been trading like that, because the volume has been really low on IWM and it's been trash. Right? So yeah. So does that make sense, y'all?
yeah, that makes sense because I have the volume indicator, but I never pay attention to the right. I don't even look over them.
Yeah. Yep. So
we still wasn't seeing the charts.
Say it again?
We still wasn't seeing the charts.
You wasn't seeing them on YouTube or inside of here?
On YouTube.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was an accident. I was in the Air Force, right? You said what I did in the military. I was in the Air Force. I was security forces, so I was a cop. All right, I was military police. All right. So do you guys have any other questions? Does anybody else have any other questions inside of here? Yeah, I also pay attention to ATR, but that's not really volume. But yeah, the ATR, yeah. Everybody, listen, if you in a Discord and you're not using the ATR, come on now, right? We went over that too. Okay. But do y'all have any remaining questions? SATY, yeah, SATY ATR indicator. All right.
Hey, Isiah.
What's up?
Would you recommend getting that, the line that goes through the volume to show where, if it passed above the line or below the line? How do you get that on that volume indicator? Do you know?
I don't honestly.
Okay.
No.
It should be automatic on there unless you're talking about RSI. Other than that, the orange yellowish looking line is already part of the indicator.
I don't never see no lines. It's just the red bars and the green bars. It is something with the average volume where it shows the line.
Yeah.
I gotta try to figure that out.
Yeah, I don't know that one. But yeah.
Okay.
All right, y'all. So inside of the Discord, I'll stop the Zoom now. And I'll put the replay up later on tonight. Was this helpful for everybody?
Definitely.
Was this helpful for y'all? Let me know if this was helpful for y'all.
Yes,
Yeah?
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, y'all know I
Yeah,
like to
most
check
definitely
in.
was.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I like to check in, so. Because
Yeah,
sometimes y'all be quiet, so I don't be knowing.
I like the fact that you go over the trades that you know whoever lost the trade, you go over that.
Yeah.
That's something, that's good. I look forward to that in the future too.
Absolutely. All righty. All right, y'all. Well, I'm going to end the Zoom. Paying attention, taking note. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to end the Zoom right now, y'all. So y'all have a great night, and then I'll holler at y'all. All right?
I love you.
I appreciate it.
All right. Tell baby girl good night.
Thank you.
All right.
I love you, Dad.
All right. Everybody on YouTube, man. So that's the weekly, one of the weekly sessions that we be having. So yeah, I'm gonna look at a couple more setups for myself for tomorrow. We got boom boom boom. What we got? All right. All right, y'all. I came in late, but definitely helpful as always, for sure. What up, Dean? MU Dean in the building. That's what's up. Hey, keep it going. Shout out to Dean, man. All right. How do you get in? How do you get in what? Discord? Yeah, click the link in the description. Let me see. Click the link in the description. Go right here. So yeah, so like I was saying, y'all, I don't swing trade earnings, right? Like I don't gamble on earnings, y'all. Right? I don't gamble on earnings. We talked about this week. We was talking about Netflix, right? Alchemist said patience is a lesson of the week. Yeah, man. Hey, yo, no, because listen, this week has been very challenging because Trump, so on Saturday, he said European tariffs, we got down. On Tuesday, he said everything is okay, and then we go up, right? So that right there is it's not a good recipe for a smooth market. You know what I'm saying? So there's gonna be issues with volume and liquidity and stuff like that in the market. So it's just something to pay attention to, right? He said I made it back. Congratulations, right? I'm glad you made it back. All right. So some other setups that I'm seeing. Right. All right. So we got this one bar on Netflix. So I like this Netflix setup to the downside. I think the market is going to dump tomorrow, if I'm being honest. So once again, we got Netflix 212 bearish setup. All right. Lisa said, do you do? Yes, this is all stock options, y'all. This is all stock options. All right. Celsius. Ooh, Celsius is on a three bar. So I'm gonna put 3 bar. 3 bar bearish. Okay. What else we got? APLD. I already talked about APLD. That's a 312. I love this setup right here. So APLD 312 setup. All right. All right. Google's on a failed 2 up. They came and filled this gap right here. Right. Amazon. Intel dropped after earnings. So they're down bad. They're at like $47. So we gonna see what happens on Intel tomorrow. We got MVO. Right. MVO is coming up. They gapped up today. Should have swung them. I didn't. Said how much is a Discord? I've watched you. Discord is $150 a month. All right. Then let me say something, y'all. All right. Let me say something, and I sincerely mean this, right? This YouTube channel is only about optimism and positivity. All right. That's all it's about. All right. So like for real, if you guys have like, if you a weirdo, if you a troll, like just leave, bro. All right. Like seriously, just leave. Okay. Like seriously, we not playing these games. All right. I'm not with the funny internet stuff. I'm not with the trolls. Okay. Just leave. Like stop wasting your time. Go get some business about yourself. All right. If you want to lock in and we want to talk stocks and stuff, that's cool. But besides that, like get all the weirdo stuff out of here. All right? Like seriously. All right? So we got Hood. Hood is also on a 1 candle right here. We got Hims. We got Lulu. We got OKLO. OKLO is on a 1 bar. So we're going to put OKLO. We got a 1 bar on OKLO. And that is a 212, 312, 312 setup. 312. Right? 312 setup. All right. He said, I'm not a weirdo. I don't know. Are you? I'm not calling anybody a weirdo. If the shoe fits, right? I'm saying if anybody is coming on here spewing negativity and weirdoism, like just stop. Like seriously. I'm not with the goofy stuff. All right? I'm not with all of that goofy stuff that people be doing. All right? That's what I'm saying. We got Oracle. Oracle is on a 1 bar. All right. So as you can see, there's a lot of 1 bars on these charts. All right. So Oracle could come down below 176.50. They could come down to 169, right? We got a fair value gap right here, so they could definitely come to the downside. So I like this setup as well. All right. We got AMD. We got Palantir. We got another 1 bar. So as you guys can see, today was a very high consolidation day, right? Stocks did not move a lot, right? So we had a lot of 3 bars and 2 bars, and then we got a 1 bar, right? So we got a 2-1-2 setup. All right, we got NVIDIA. $30-minute Tawana Huff, 30-minute. 5. Uber. Uber look like they want to come down. Carvana. SoFi. SoFi came up and they rejected. So SoFi could come right back down here, right? So it's looking pretty bearish. All right. It's looking pretty bearish, honestly. All right. I'm seeing a lot of bearish 3 bars. I'm seeing a lot of 1 candles. I'm seeing a lot of failed 2 ups, right? So we got Crowd, Adobe, SMCI, PanW, VRT, APP. I don't know, Jeffrey, right? Right. I don't know. I don't know if Meta's going to go up for earnings, right? I don't play earnings, right? I do not play earnings. Everybody can say what a stock is going to do. All I'm doing is paying attention to price action on a daily and a weekly time frame, right? I'm going to just wait until after the stock has earnings, and then we're going to get to it. All right. But what I will say is next week is going to be an explosive week because we had, you know, so much crazy stuff happen this week. Right? So yeah. Yeah, business minded, exactly. Yep. All them 1 bars they powerful. Like I could just stop right here, honestly. I got IWM as always, and then Netflix, Celsius, Apply, OKLO, Oracle, Palantir, SoFi, right? So yeah. So a lot of subs. Exactly. That makes sense. All right, for sure. So yeah, so those are going to be stocks that I'm looking at. What is a failed 2 up? A failed 2 up is a video you need to watch about the strap method. All right, failed 2 up. Okay, go watch my failed 2 videos. All right, if you guys listen, we gotta start really, you know, doing the work. All right, we gotta start doing the work, man. All right. So here's the thing. He said, do you ever post your results? Let me ask you, do you post your results, right? Like, do you post? I address this at least, you know, once every couple weeks, right? I'm gonna say it one last time. I don't post my results, okay? I ran up a bag. I made a whole video about how I made $40,000 in a month, all right? And if you want to see my results, then go watch it, all right? My Energy has nothing to do with money. Okay? Let me be very clear with all of you guys. Right? I don't care about materialism. I don't post money. I don't flaunt money, right? I can change a person's life without showing them any form of materialism, okay? I lead with value, right? I lead with value. Furthermore, when I first started YouTube and getting into the stock market and putting out stock content, I was showing how much money I was making in my trades in every video. So if you want to see those results, go back to my trades of the day. Okay? When I was making $200, $300, $400 a day, right? $500 a day, I would break down trades. The more money I started making, I started showing percentages. Okay? But at the end of the day, I'm not like these internet individuals that feel like they have to show you money in order to get you to believe in them. All right? You feel how you want to feel about that. I really don't care. Okay? So no, I'm never going to allow anybody to make me feel pressured to show my results. Right? Because what matters more to me is there's people inside of this Discord that's changing their life off of the knowledge and the information that is being shared with them. Okay? I'm secure within myself. People can say whatever they want. I really don't care. Okay? I know what my life look like. I know what's going on. And I know what we got going on. Okay? So that's your answer. All right? So yeah, God willing, I'll get in Discord in February because you helped me a lot. For sure, business minded. Nah, it's cool, right? It's cool. But I hear this question, every few weeks, and it's just like people are so infatuated with how much how much money somebody makes. That's what they always want, right? But let me tell you this. If I go and I post how much money I make, how is that adding value to the person on the receiving end? How is it adding value? It's not. I've watched a million videos when I was learning how to trade, and I've watched a million videos about how they made this, and that's it. They didn't really give me any real information. I want to be remembered as a person that really changed people's lives and didn't waste their time. Right? That's what I want to be remembered as and remembered by. So I forego the superficialism of the internet. I forego the materialism of the internet. And I choose to lead with value. And that's why every single day there is a video that is unique, right? Is brand new, and it actually gives real valuable, actionable information to the person that's receiving it, right? I just want to be very clear. I do not lead with materialism because I operate off spiritual principles, right? I don't operate off of worldly principles, right? Most people are not on the frequency that I am on, and I understand that. So I want to make sure that I'm being very clear. My energy shields a lot of things and a lot of people, and it also it wears off people, okay? So I choose intentionally to not lead with materialism, because all that does is it attracts the wrong people, right? That's why the Discord is so peaceful and calm, because me or Marcel, we are not choosing to lead with materialism. We're not choosing to manipulate people, right? We on a completely different wavelength, right? So That needs to be addressed. It's a completely different energy over here, y'all. All right? Nah, it's all good, but it's like it's just so important to understand what's real. Right? It's important to understand what's real. It's real people getting their real life changed. Y'all don't see me showing a rollie, right? Oh, I'm at a steakhouse. I don't even eat steak. I don't even eat meat, right? Your favorite influencer that got the nicest car and this and that can't even control their diet, right? If we really want to talk about something like real life. Do the people that you love to follow, do they know how to take care of their health for real? Do they really know? Are they tapped in with their higher self? Or do they just know how to make money? Right? Let's really talk about it. Because a lot of people just know how to make money. That's it. I don't know how to make money. I know how to change lives. I know how to make a person feel something from the inside. Do you know how many people can't make somebody feel something from the inside without flaunting some materialism? Like, we could really talk about it. We could really, really, really talk about it. Outside of money, what do people have to offer in this world? Because before getting money on the internet and in the stock market, I've been changing people's lives in real life. And anybody that knows me in real life know it's really like that. I never needed a YouTube channel to go change somebody's life in real life. Because I've been changing people's lives since I was a kid. And this is real life. This ain't no game, right? This is not a game. I come and show up every single day to help people. To help people. That's it. Because that's what God told me to do. That's it. Right? Like, this is way deeper than some money, y'all. This is way deeper than money. Right? So much. Not for real. Real talk. It's all good, right? Today was my first day in the Discord. My first day using the strap. I am very happy to join. Your energy is what I appreciate that, Sugar Sweet. Right? We are the results. He's showing exactly, right? Because what it matter what I'm doing? If we helping people, right? You know, it's easy. You know how easy it is for me to sit here and put out no content and go make my money and go live my life? Do you know how easy that is? Do you know how hard it is to actually attract people, create a systematic way of teaching people how to trade and help people that wanted to give up learn how to trade and actually make money? Do you know how hard and challenging that is? Do you know how hard that is, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Real life. Right? Real life. So listen, I lead with value, and that's what I stand on in my life. All right? That's what it boils down to. Right? I don't care about what AP somebody got. I don't care if you got, made 8 million. Congratulations. I'm not going to hate on you at all. That's what's up. But I know that it's more to life than money. Right? My first week in the Discord and I have positive results to the strat, still learning. Absolutely. Lady D. Right? We got people in here changing their life, man. And the Discord ain't even been around for a year. That's the craziest part. That's the craziest part. Right? Watch by the end of this year. We're going to have so many six-figure earners in the Discord. We're going to have so many six-figure earners in the Discord, y'all. All right? All because they locked in and they understood the assignment and really mastered the strat. You know what I'm saying? So this stuff goes deep, right? This stuff it goes deep, man. All right. Exactly, pullback premiums. Right? Exactly. Real talk. All right. So listen, y'all. All right. Oh yeah. XLE, man. XLE real quick. And we're going to get up out of here, right? This one right here. Look. Appreciate that, ET. Etan Raka. And here's the thing, right? Time gonna tell, right? Somebody told me a while ago that time is the greatest equalizer, right? You don't have to do anything extra. You don't have to say anything extra. Time is gonna tell what the real is. Time is gonna tell what the truth is, right? That's it. Time. All I gotta do is keep doing what I'm doing. And in time, the world is gonna see what it is. And I don't ever have to say anything. That's the type of, principle I'm operating off of. Right? All right, pullback premiums. Oh yeah, hey y'all, stay safe on the East Coast, man. I know it's a snowstorm coming. All right. Hey, love, Balin. Appreciate that. You missed a good one. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, y'all. So check it out, man. On a weekly, on a daily, we got a 1 bar right here on XLE. Oh yeah, this looks like a good one right here. All right. This looks like a good one right here. If we break above, if we break above $49, if we break above $49, then we could go crazy. Yeah, this looks like it's a 2-1-2 setup. Right? It's a 2-1-2 setup. All right. So yeah, XLE, if we go out to the monthly, let's see where the highs are at. Yeah, so it went up to $50 and it's right now at $49, so it could go up $1. Yeah, its all-time high is $50. So it's sitting up near all-time highs right here, so it just has to break above the high, which is $49, and then it could have a nice day tomorrow. So that's that 2-1-2. All right. Not a 2-2-1, a 2-1-2. All right. All right. SATL, what, satellite something? Satellogic. Ooh, what's that? Hey, Balin love them penny stocks. He be putting me on the penny stocks. Yeah, I'm looking at that chart right now. Should have got in on this bull flag right here if I'd have knew about them. They definitely, when they was at like 350. Now they at 460. That would have been a nice flip right there. But yeah. All right. Now, real talk, Davida. All right. So, all right, y'all. So, it's been 2 hours, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in. All right. I hope that you guys got value from this. All of y'all have a great night. Like I always say, make sure you get up out your head. Go get into this world because your head is a dangerous place to live. All right. And also remember, y'all, the more you study, the less you worry. All right. If I want to get in long-term trade using the strat, and what time frame do I watch for in validation? I mean, the daily or the weekly. I don't know how long you talking about. You know what I'm saying? I don't know anything rather than long term. I don't know what long term is to you, right? So I would say the weekly or the monthly time frame, but it does depend. Okay. I don't do penny stock options. All right. I do not do penny stock options. All right. So, yeah. So y'all have a great night. I'm going to holler at y'all on tomorrow's video. All of y'all stay smooth, man. Peace.